Hi everyone. Today I'm going to read you CNN travel news. Today is July 29th, 2020. Before I begin, I want to say that I am only reading this news out loud. I do not own this news content and I do not profit from doing this. You can find the link to this news in the description of the video. My intention is to share some listening materials for those who seek to improve their listening abilities. I am not a native speaker, so please feel free to let me know if I mispronounced anything. Now, let's begin. The countries said to be hardest hit by COVID-19's impact on tourism. CNN. While popular destinations are slowly reopening and tourism is beginning to pick up in some spots, the impact of the pandemic on the industry has been nothing short of devastating. Many countries that heavily rely on the revenue from tourism lost one of their main sources of wealth almost overnight back in March, but which are likely to be the hardest hit. According to Statista, Mexico is the most vulnerable of the world's largest economies, as 15.5% of its GDP relies on the travel and tourism industry. The online portal, which provides data on the global digital economy, has compiled a list of those likely to be worst affected based on 2019 figures from the World Travel and Tourism Council, WTTC. Mexico features at the top of Statista's list, closely followed by Spain and Italy. Already among the countries with the highest coronavirus death tolls, the European destinations are also likely to be among the most affected by declining tourism due to their dependence on revenue from visitors, which contributed 14.3% to Spain's GDP last year and 30% to that of Italy's, according to WTTC. After issuing one of the strictest lockdowns in Europe, at one point adults were only allowed to leave their home to buy food, medicine, or take their dog for a walk. Spain has been keen to revive its struggling tourism industry, reopening its borders in past months to all EU countries and approved third-party countries. Meanwhile, Italy reopened to travelers from the EU, along with the UK and the microstates and principalities of Andorra, Monaco, San Marino, and the Vatican, in a move that government described as a calculated risk. However, coronavirus cases here have risen significantly in Spain since restrictions were lifted, with some sections being issued with a second lockdown. Italy has also experienced a slight rise in cases since easing restrictions, indicating the recovery process is likely to be slow with potential stops and starts. The impact on the US, the world's largest economy, has been less significant, with tourism only accounting for 8.6% of its GDP, which is based on various contributions including revenue from hotels, travel agents, airlines, and restaurants. However, WTTC indicates the total contribution from travel and tourism accounts for around 16.8 million jobs. The US has the world's highest COVID-19 death rates, according to data from Johns Hopkins University. France sits just below the US on the list, with tourism making up 8.5% of its GDP in 2019, followed by Brazil at 7.7%. Perhaps unsurprisingly, declining tourism is likely to have few financial ramifications for South Korea, with the tourism sector only accounting for 4.2% of its GDP last year. While top destinations have been pulling out all their stops to tempt travelers back, it seems it's going to take time for the industry to rebound, and experts have suggested things may never return to the way they were previously. It took almost 3 years for the airline industry to rebound from the terrorist attack on September 11, 2001. I'm not sure the travel sector, will ever be identical to the way it was pre-COVID-19, says Lori Pennington Gray, professor and director of the Tourism Crisis Management Initiative at the University of Florida, told CNN Travel earlier this month. As far as operating at full capacities and with the same volumes, it may take years to get to that. But we know from previous crises that the travel industry is very resilient. The travel industry will rebound. It just isn't going to happen tomorrow. Oh, this is the end of the news. Thank you for your attention. Please let me know your comments if you want to, and hope to see you in my next video. Bye.